What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and I'm back with another TV review for Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black Part 1. Now, look, I know a lot of people, particularly a lot of people that follow me on TikTok and what have you, don't really fuck with Tyler Perry like that. And I completely understand. But me and I have issues with Tyler Perry as a creative, but I am a fan of him as a businessman. I'm a fan of everything he's done to get his success. I think he is a great success story. He employs a lot of black people, and I will never take that away from him. That being said, everything he's done in almost the past 10 years have not always been the strongest, at least as it was in his earlier days. Beforehand, I thought his shows and plays were better than his movies, but even lately, his shows haven't always been the strongest, particularly when he does soap operas. One of my favorite soap operas that he did was The Haves and the Have Nots. But at a point, it just felt like they just kept dragging on, which I know is the point in soap operas, but in a Tyler Perry way, he just drags storylines longer than it needed to be. So going into Beauty in the Back, I was a little excited because it's like, you know what, I ain't seen a Tyler Perry soap opera in a long time, and plus, so it's supposedly a limited series. It's split into two parts, in which the second part is going to be coming out in, I believe, spring of next year. But after watching part one of this show, I totally forgot what a Tyler Perry soap opera is like. But Beauty in the Black, let's just say it's a little complicated. It's a lot going on in Tyler Perry land, but I'm just gonna read you what the official premise says on Wikipedia. A young stripper's life takes an unexpected turn when she crosses paths with a powerful, wealthy, yet dysfunctional family behind a cosmetic empire and a devious trafficking scheme. And I really mean it. That's basically really is the plot because there is a lot of fucked up shit going on in this show. Perhaps shit that's happening in real life, given everything we've heard on the news about Diddy. But hey, what you trying to say, Tyler? Now I'm just gonna go down the line of characters and explain their arcs and stories that are within this show because I feel like that's the best way I can tackle this show. So first, there's Kimmy, played by Taylor Polydor Williams. Forgive me if I mispronounce your middle name. But anyway, she plays Kimmy. She got into some trouble back in the day, but then she got a really good lawyer that was able to get her out. But the gag is she has to pay off her debts by stripping at this club where there's sex trafficking, sex worker trafficking, and it's all ran by the empire of the Ballery family. Basically, the Ballery family, there's this rich, wealthy family that started this cosmetic business, but it turns out that one of their products is giving people cancer and then inevitably die. But Kimmy looks up to one of the people within this family and she's trying to be as successful as them so that she can get out of this trouble that she is in and get away from the stripper life. And real quick, she's really the main reason why I wanted to watch the show. Crystal Stewart, she plays Mallory Ballery, but she's been in a whole bunch of other Tyler Perry things. Like she was on the show For Better or Worse. She was in Acrimony, and she is a beautiful woman. In fact, I think she's former Miss America, I believe. But I always loved her in anything I saw her in, and I wanted to see her in more things. And this is probably one of my favorite roles that she's been in because she is just a downright nasty person. When you first meet her, she's at this convention. She's giving somebody $1 million, but then she gets hit by protesters, and then she gets in the car and she starts going off on both of her assistants. Like she said something on the lines of $1 million. She wouldn't know what $1 million was if it fell out of the crack valve that I know she's using. I'm like, well, damn. But anyways, she is excellent in this show. She's probably one of my favorite characters, mainly because I just like seeing how nasty she is. But then you got her husband, Roy. He's, let's be real, the matriarch and the patriarch of the family, they make the business, but their two sons, they're basically spoiled brats, and they're just coasting off of their family's money and success. And he's married to Mallory, and he's just a piece of shit too. Let's be real, everybody in this family is a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. His brother is also a bigger piece of shit because he's just a gay man whore that's having sex with any and everything. Roy Charles's mother is played by Debbie Morgan, and this is probably a role that I did not expect to see her in. But basically, she used to be a nasty person, but then she found God and turned her life around and trying to keep the purity of her family. But she's also disappointed in her two sons. as well as their father Horace, who basically started the business, but he is dying, he is sick, and turns in as much as he gets on his youngest son Charles for being gay, but then it turns out he is a closeted gay too. And he goes to the club where Kimmy works at, and she knows all about the family, but he doesn't. But eventually he finds out about her and the business that she is a part of. His brother, Richard Lawson, who we just saw in Divorce in the Black, he is coming after everyone in the family, trying to figure out who ran over his wife. He had one of my favorite lines on the show where he says, "Nigga, I'm a chemist with a PhD." It's funny to me because of the Kanye line, "I got a PhD, a pretty huge D." So every time I hear that line, I just really hear him saying, "Nigga, I'm a chemist with a pretty huge." But anyways, getting back to the whole trafficking in the club situation, it's all run by, I guess he's their bodyguard of the family or handler of the family. He's played by Jules, played by Charles Malik Winfield, or but mostly people know him as playing Otis in the Temptations movie. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. But anyways, he's good to the family, but when he's doing the whole club thing, he is just a horrible person. He's even horrible to Kimmy. And that's something that does rub me the wrong way about this show is that, look, I know Kimmy's down on her luck, but it just seems like everybody is just horrible to this girl, and you were just hoping this girl can just catch a break. And every time she's with Horace, you're like, finally, someone that is actually good to her. Including Angel, who's a friend to Kimmy on the show. He basically got dipped into the whole sex trafficking in the club thing. Yeah, this is a club for everybody. They got male strippers for the women, they got female strippers for the guys. Now, I'll tell you, up until the season finale of The Penguin, I never wanted somebody to get their ass beat more than I did this girl right here. Her name is Body on the show, but in real life, her name is Tamara T. Kissin, who I followed on Instagram for a long time, but I didn't even realize that was her. And look, I always try to be a respectful person. I'm not the type of person to call a woman out of her name, but in the case of this bitch right here, ooh. Look, I know this review is a little scatterbrained, but hey, that's how this show is. There's just so much going on in this show, from lies, deceit, sex, secrets, greed, and people just being horrible to each other. But hey, that's what's expected when you get a Tyler Perry soap opera. And look, if you don't watch this show, I completely understand. But if you do like Tyler Perry at a point, I suggest you watch this show, because to me, this is just one of those shows that it is just so bad, it's fun to watch. It is just fun watching it unfold. I'm telling you, humble yourself and just enjoy how ridiculous this show is. Look, this is not a good show, but on an entertainment factor, on a so bad it's good factor, I'm gonna give Tyler Perry's Beauty in the Black the shoulder shrug emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen this show? If so, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And also tell me what you think about Tyler Perry as a creative and a businessman. This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.